to take you through the religious teaching methods. So we want to see a list of teaching methods that we can apply depending on the class we have, or depending on what we want to deliver. So we are going to look at a number of methods that have been at least suggested to us by different researchers after looking at several things. So with numbers like those, it is easy to realize the need for an organizing system of some kind by which to categorize them. So there have been a variety of systems suggested. So Grable organized he organized, let me see, organized this. It is not his, but he organized this. Is this? He organized this around the kind of interaction they involve, such as a teacher to learner. This is one of the methods. We call it. We have what we call lecturing. A teacher to learner. When a teacher is lecturing, you are a teacher but interacting with a learner. We have the group method. That is Brussels groups. We can formulate groups in class. We can say, when we are formulating groups, we can say group A, group B, group C. And when we are making groups in class, these groups at times, it helps us to, for example, to bring what we call teamwork, to build teamwork in class. It helps us even to make the weaker ones at least to more to work together with those that we believe that at least somehow stronger than the other, and they help each other. Are we together? We have the grouping method. Looking at the new curriculum at O level, that is in secondary, it is now emphasized to group learners. So even a teacher in primary, when you are teaching a learner, you have to divide. At least if you see that this method will work well when learners are grouped, please group them. If you see that discussion will be better, then do it all together. So we have the grouping method, we have lecturing method, we have the student to teacher. We have the teacher to student, then we have a student to teacher. That is creative. We have creative writing. We have the teacher and the student. That is question. We can have that period when the teacher is receiving questions direct from the learners, and see the teacher asking learners questions, the vice versa. Teacher asks a question and the learners ask also questions, and then they give out their opinions or answers. We have several methods that we can employ when we are teaching. Are we together? When we are teaching, we have different methods we can employ. For example, for me, I love discussion. Depending to what I'm teaching and what I'm delivering to the learners. And depending to my class. So I prefer teaching using what we call discussion method. There is what we call grouping, whereby a teacher can group learners depending to their understanding, depending to what they can deliver. There is that one of not taking, when learners are actually, where I can read something, we discuss, then the learners, they take note. So there are several methods that we can employ when we are doing the teaching, depending to our learners. You can see whether it is applicable. There is that research method. You tell a learner, you give them assignments to go and research or to go and search on something. For example, if I'm a teacher of history, I can tell learners to go and search on different history, let me say, forms of the sources of history. I can tell the learners to go and search about that. I can tell them, if I'm a teacher of religious education, I can tell the learners to go and search on the life of Jesus, to go and search on things happen during his baptism. So I give them different assignments that can make them to become responsible. So that it is the role of the learners to go and fulfill or to go and work according to the assignments given to them by the tutor or the teacher. So when I'm teaching my learners, I should not only focus on me alone delivering the message. I should also make sure that I strategize the lesson by looking at the methods that are applicable, the methods that can help me score my goal. Remember, when you are going for a lesson, you plan. And when you plan, there are those goals that you expect to score. Altogether, besides looking at the generic skills and the other cross-cutting issues, there are those goals that a teacher's lesson is looking at. There are those goals that I'm expecting to score as the teacher when I'm going for a lesson. There are those goals that I expect to score. We have even projects I can use what you call project as a method. I can give learners an assignment that is calling for them to handle what we call projects, and the projects are to be done either in groups. So we have several methods. Each teacher employs a particular method which he or she expects that will work. We have the video, using of videos. We have audios. We have discussions. We have presentation as a method. Learners go and they make search. After making their research, they come and then they present what they have really searched. And after them presenting, at times we go and assess them. We give them different assessments to check whether what they searched really sticked into their minds and brains. Are we together? So let us go and look at choosing a teaching method. When we are choosing a teaching method, what should we focus on? What should we consider when we are choosing a teaching method? So one is the philosophy of methods also needs to guide the teacher in knowing how to select an appropriate method for any given lesson. So methods are like species, are like, so they actually, when for example, like ingredients, when you are cooking food, there are some ingredients you would like to add in your sauce for it to be sweet, for it to be liked. So when you are teaching, methods are like spices that one has to employ, one has to apply, one has to involve in particular things to make them sweet. So when I'm teaching, there are those methods I have to employ to make my lesson having life, to make my lesson really, to make the learning taking place. There are several methods. So the teacher has to be guided on what methods to employ, when to employ them, how to apply them, and what are the expected goals out of those expected methods. So just as good as cooks do when they are cooking, they pick different ingredients, they pick different species, they pick different things to make sure that when they cook, their food comes out when it is good. That's why you can eat on someone's food and say this person's food is sweet. You can eat on another one's food and say this person's food is not sweet. Why? The ingredients. Ingredients may be the same. Someone may go and buy tomatoes, onions, carrots, green pepper, garlic, cooking oil, and other ingredients, and you also do the same. But when you cook, you may come up when still the food doesn't taste the same, however much you've applied the same ingredients. So likewise in teaching, we all teach, but at the end of the day, we end up bringing learners when they have understood differently because of our method. So when we are teaching, we have to look at different methods altogether. We have to look at what methods are applicable. So when you're choosing methods to use, we also need to be guided. So when teachers going to class, please look at different methods you should employ. You can employ method A and if it is not working out, please switch to another one. Have a good day.